episode of Let a Chinese Guy Teach Americans How to Run Your Own Country. Anyway, today I want to talk about North Korea situation, okay? Obama just announced on the news that he told North Korea to stop all the belligerent activities and to basically lower the temperature, okay? And it's like Obama thinks that the North Korean leader Kim Jong Un can just basically too much height, too much temperature, too much drama. So I'm just gonna lower it. I'm just gonna basically swallow my words and basically just stop everything. Just forget about what I did and just take everything back. And then we're gonna allow the workers, North Korean workers, back into the Kaesong Industrial Park. And then let the South Korean managers come back to the park and everything's okay. You know, he doesn't understand one thing. Okay, those people are Koreans, man. See, I'm a Chinese person, and every Chinese person understand. Korean people have very, very bad temper. They have the shortest temper in Asia. Okay, and Korean, it's all about face, man. The Koreans are the Asian of all Asians, man. They are all about face, man. It's like you don't give them face, man. Don't even start talking. Do not even talk. If you don't give them face, stop talking. It's not going to work. So I think what Obama must understand. Okay, Kim Jong Un, he's only 28 years old. He's like a child, man. And kids, dude, like how how teenagers are. If you go to the school, teenagers, they walk in group and they all act like gangsters. They always try to pick a fight. Younger people, they don't think like older people. They don't. A 28-year-old does not think like a 40-year-old or 50-year-old man. All right, they don't want peace, man. They want face. You don't give me face, I'm gonna fight. So it's like Kim Jong Un is actually pretty dangerous. He's like a little boy, playing video game, kill, playing these video games where you have machine guns and bazookas and handguns and you're basically blowing everybody up, Man, this guy, he has his finger on the trigger, man. Trigger to a nuclear bomb, man. Obama, he has to do better than that. I think if Obama really wants him to stop all this belligerent actions, then he has to fly to North Korea himself, okay? And then shake hand with Kim Jong Un, just like Ramen, just like the war did, okay? Ramen, Ramen, the basketball player, went there and said everything's cool. I like Kim Jong Un. He's a cool guy. That's exactly what Obama has to do. He has to fly to North Korea himself and then just give him some face, and then just shake his hand and say everything's cool. Hey, I'm serious, man. I'm Chinese. You gotta believe me, man. Hey, Asians, they care about face. They want face. You don't give them face, man, you can't even speak to this guy. And look, Kim Jong Un basically played all his cards already. He lost all his cards. He basically shut down the Kaesong Industrial Park, and he's losing. He's making North Korea losing a lot of money, man. He affected like 60,000 workers, and he's basically throwing away like $1 billion a year. That's his last card, honestly speaking. That's his last card on the table. He basically played that card already. He lost that card. So he has no more cards. What do you expect him to do? You just say, you think that you can just say, stop all the belligerent activity, then and you gotta lower the temperature. No, man, you can't do that. Kim Jong Un he played all his cards already. He has no more card. You don't go to North Korea and shake his hand, hey, trust me, man. Hey, trust me. North Korean, he's a Korean person. He wants face. He's not gonna, you don't give him no face, he's not gonna talk to you, man. I think there's gonna be a war, man, because you see the Westerners they refuse to back down. And even after Kim Jong Un played every one of his cards already, he has no more cards left. You gotta give this guy some face. He lost all his cards, man. What do you expect him to do? Okay, we're gonna send all the workers back to Kaesong, okay? And then South Koreans, you guys can come back in. Everything's okay. I was just joking around. Nothing happened. You think that's gonna happen? Man, it's gonna make him look like a loser. It's gonna make Kim Jong Un look like just a low-class loser. 28-year-old, you should why don't you tell this guy to put on some diaper, put on diaper and suck lopi pop or something. Look, he is not going to back down to make himself look like a loser, okay? That's not going to happen. And I think China and North Korea already realized that a war is going to happen. That's the reason why today there's more news from North Korea. They're basically, right now, they are shifting the focus toward Japan. They don't even want to talk about South Korea anymore. They want to talk about Japan. Just like, when the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor, what happened, the Americans, Roosevelt decided that we're not going to attack Japan first. We have to attack Germany first. Because it's about a strategy, So right now, North Korea, they're shifting focus to Japan already. Today, they already said Japan is basically harboring American soldiers, and they're sending out drones, spy drones from Japan. So Japan is actually provoking North Koreans. So I think the Chinese and the North Koreans are speaking already about the war. So basically, the plan is to attack Japan first and leave South Korea alone. See, if North Korea leaves South Korea alone, then South Korea might not even enter the war. Because why would the Koreans kill a bunch of Koreans? It doesn't make any sense. So I think the Chinese are advising the North Korean to basically shift the focus to Japan. Let's attack Japan first, And the Chinese and North Korean, they're going to focus on Japan, attack Japan, attack the United States. And then if you leave South Korea alone, the South Koreans, they're not gonna attack you, right? So you guys are brothers. So just leave South Korea alone, and then once we win the war, once we destroy the United States and Japan, then you can turn around and deal with South Korea, right? But during the whole war, leave South Korea alone and just focus on Japan and the United States. I think that's what Chinese are advising Kim Jong Un right now. And then, I actually think Obama wants this war because he found this war. Ever since like half a year ago, he's talking about the pivot of Asia. He tried to mess with China using Philippines. And then Japan and China has the Diaoyu Island incident, and then he tried to help Japan, confront China, and right now he found it. It's North Korea. So right now he's basically acting up on North Korea. I think Obama's behind this. The reason is because he's the first. Time's up. He's the first African-American president, and he didn't really do anything special for this country. In fact, he spent so much money. I mean, our national debt has had doubled, so he needs to, I think he's looking for something, to basically make himself look good so that he doesn't lose face for the African-Americans, or else we don't dare to have another African-American president. But anyway, I think he actually wants this war. He thinks he can kick North Korean ass. But anyway, my time is up. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.